Hey, this is Chapter for Skill bringing you another deck profile update, kinda on my ZX deck. Just very recently, I posted a video on my red blue deck, and I got the set 3. So I actually got the set 3 on like the exact same day, so it's kind of awkward. So decided to make the second one for like an update, I guess. If you guys wanted to see the set 3 boxes opening, sorry I didn't really do it. Just cause like it would take too long, and it's not really fun to I don't know, it's just awkward. So anyways, I have one of the box openings on the camera, which will be uploaded before you see this video, hopefully. And so yeah, start on with it. Once again, it is of this card, this player card. In set 3, there are actually no new player card effects, and I think that ZX, they're trying to make more cards stronger that don't need player cards. For example, all the dragons are very strong cards that don't need player cards. Now, an older issue of this was that green felt really overpowered because all your boss cards, you had like a playset of them. And then if they all got removed, you're like, well, fuck, basically. So now that set 3's out, green doesn't seem as powerful. It loses the, alright, I'm gonna remove all your big guys, and then I'll just, stall it out and kill you. Because that doesn't really work anymore, because there's just so many good cards now. Especially, this deck is a very good example of that. So once again, it's a double colored deck, so I splash red, and I'm gonna go start off with the red section then. So first off, 2 Cardinal Blade. Cardinal Blade is the red dragon, as we call it, and his ability is that, well, first of all, he's a 7 cost 9k. So 7 cost 9k is pretty below average. Most 7 costs are like 10k plus, but his effect is that you can tap 3 red and deal 8k to something. Now, this card is pretty weak, but in a late game situation, which this deck is like I don't want to say the best because I haven't actually played enough ZX. I haven't used all the cards, haven't played with them all, because there's just not enough time, I don't have the cards or whatnot. But this card is very, very, very good. Like, it's very, very good. At the very, very, very late game. This is when, you have, 18 or 17 mana, and you just go, Cardinal Blade, shoot, 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 go. And then, if it dies, whatever, you just shot 3 things, or, if it doesn't die, great, next turn you go, shoot, 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 and then you're just really, really good. But, on turn 7, when you play this card, it's most likely going to die. There's just no way to protect it. Turn 7, you go play it, tap out, attack something, maybe you put it in the corner and not the player square, and then they just play it at any 6 cost vanilla or anything 6 cost and higher, and it will kill Cardinal Blade. Cardinal Blade is definitely not the best card, but I like it a lot for those very, 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 very late game situations where this card generates advantage by himself. Because mana, everyone's gonna have a lot of mana, you get to do something with it. Once again, 4 Ultimate Strength Orihalcon Tyranno. This card is, it's still great. It's great on defense and great on offense. On defense, if they try to swarm you up with their weenies, because a lot of decks have they just play a lot of cards and just try to kill you, and then turn 7, just play this, get out of my freaking house, attack, 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 go, and then they're just like, fuck. Or if you're on the offense, and they still have their start card, you play it here and another card. So I don't know, I'm just gonna take some random vanilla. Just say it looks like this, and their player card is here, and say they have, I don't know, this. You just go attack, it dies, this card gets up, you attack, and then they get an ignition, and then you go attack, and then you attack again, and it's just very good. This card is amazing on offense for very obvious reasons, and definitely, if you're playing red and you don't need a player card, definitely play Orihalcon Tyranno. It's just great for utility, it has lots of abilities, lots of uses for his abilities, and overall it's just a very good card. Now the new card I have for the red section, aside from Cardinal Blade, is Root of All Evil, Akitaharas, or something. I think it's like that. This card it has no effect on the field, but if this card is in your resource and you play the Barret Rider, that's the blue half of this card, which I'll show you later. This card will deal 3,000 to something when you put it into your mana. Of course, this is a pretty shitty ability, but the blue side is very good, so I'm hoping that I get these in my mana early, so every time I mana the Barret Rider, the blue side, I get to have its bonuses, which I won't tell you right now, so just keep these right here. Next up, I have some, just generic 3-cost 5k ignitions, and two of these ruby dragon things. It's 4.5, 3-cost. When it attacks, it becomes 5.5. I don't like running a lot of these because decks that run extra start cards, you play this on your player circle and they play a start card and kill it, and you're just like, oh, fuck. And it's kind of awkward. So yeah, I don't play those. So I'm going to keep the dragons here, and I'll show you the other side later. For the blue side, I am playing 3 Mechanical Dragon Tyranno. I like his name a lot. This card is massive 11k. 8 cost 11k. Now, yes guys, 8 cost is a lot, but you see that there's a lot of 7 cost in this deck. So you just drop a 7 cost, that's a problem already. You kill something, they spend resources to get rid of it, now they have to get rid of something else. That's huge. So scaling up from like 6, 7, 8 is very good. Unfortunately, this deck doesn't have very good 6s. In fact, I think this is the only 6 cost I have. But when you go 7, 8, and then 7 or 8 again, they just really, you're starting to come back from there. Tyranno is 8 cost 11k. You may sleep 1 blue and he moves anywhere. And it's not once per turn. So a lot of good things you can do about this card. So let's say they have like this here, and he's in your player square, and you have random card here. You go move up, attack, dies. You direct with this, and then you can move back. You can move this back, and then you can use it to defend. You can use it to come out and attack. Or if say you're really getting in there, alright, and you're like this, and then you go, okay, so move this back and play another card here and attack. You can do a lot of things with this card, and also on the defense, this card does, similarly a lot of stuff. Say they're like sieging the hell out of you, and then it's like this, alright, and they're like, alright, attack with Orihalcon Tyranno. Like, okay, they attack with this, activate his effect to move it here. And then his attack misses. You don't take damage from the player card. And then say if they put a card like, okay, fine, I was just going to put this here, and you can move it back here. And then they'll be like, attack, and you moved it back already. They're like, well, fuck. So this is a really slippery fella. He can defend himself, kinda, with just 1 blue mana, which makes it, really, really good. So I definitely play more Tyrannos, but I only have 3. If you guys have these for trade, I definitely want to have some. I have a lot of spare set 3 cards. I actually might do a trade thing later, but for now, 3 Tyranno. I would definitely play 4. He's just so good. 11Ks are just the hardest thing to get rid of. There's no single card that can get rid of it, like in the player square, that's not Gekako with like a bajillion mana. So I play 3 of that. Play 3 of the Supreme Commander. Every time you activate a blue event, you get to draw a card. So it's very simple. 10k, big body. You just plop him down, attack. He's probably gonna live. If you have any way to protect him, he's definitely gonna live. If not, you have a very good chance of him living. It's just how it is. He's big and he has a very good simple effect. Now here are the Barret Riders. This card and this card, they make a picture like all combo cards. So I'm just gonna keep them like that. His effect is that if you have the Root of All Evil, Akitaharas, in your mana, and you put this guy in your mana, you get to draw a card. Now, that sounds great. That's amazing already. But the reason why it's so good is because you get to keep manaing and you don't lose any cards. Normally the problem is you go like, ugh, the mana and I have less cards in my hand. No, you just mana, draw a card, mana, draw a card, mana, draw a card, mana, draw a card. So, it's very, very solid. In this deck you need a lot of mana, so I would definitely play 4 of these. If you're playing blue in general, I would splash like 3, 4 of these and just play 4 of this. Overall, 5 cost 7.5k body is pretty decent. 6 cost 9k body, pretty decent. Of course they don't do anything else on the field, but whatever. Another cute trick is that if you have this here, and then you have it on the field and it gets sent to your resource, you get to draw a card. Pretty sure that's how it works, because it says that when this card enters your resource. So like, if he sends this to resource, you get to draw a card. So it's kind of cute that you can play these on the field and they can't really get rid of it without like minusing 1 and you get a plus. So definitely play 4. He's very good. So move him over here. 4 Crimson Invasion. This card is 4 cost. Select a ZX in a normal square and return it back to their deck and shuffle. Very simple, very good removal. They don't get their charge for it, but the problem is they get to keep their card. When they draw it, who knows if they'll ever draw it. I don't know, maybe they'll like ignition it away. But like, definitely, since you have the commander, any event is very good. Play this, shuffle back, draw a card. Okay, moving on to my next event. I have 3 Atria's Holiday. It's cute. This card is cute. It's not, oh my god, I can't believe that happened. It's kind of cute, alright? When you play this card, you can look at the top 5 cards, rearrange them, and put them back. Now, of course, this is a -1, but if you have the General, you know, it's Supreme Commander, play it, you rearrange, you draw a card. The main point is that you play this card, you look at the top 5, hope there's 2 to 3 ignitions. 2 is generally good because 3 is kind of pushing it. You probably never get 3. I never get 3. I only get like 1 or 2. But probably that's because I'm bad at this game. So then you stack the 2 cards that you want to draw, stack the 2 ignitions, and then use your 2 ignitions to get 2 free cards. This card is very neat because it can generate you a lot of advantage. Because you play this, you're like, alright, I know I have 2 ignitions, so I'm going to draw 2 cards and get 2 free ignitions, and then play my boss card. So it really does help you stabilize, but it's really kind of gimmicky. So 3 is okay. Normally I just throw them in my mana if I'm in a bad spot, because it does cost 3 mana. I'm like assuming you go turn 6, you play a 3 cost and attack. Hopefully you kill something. If not, you're chumping with it. And then on their attack, you go Atria's Holiday. Look at the top cards. Maybe you found your 7 cost drop. Then you put them back. You draw 2 mana, and then double ignition 2 guys. Clear out some of the guys. Play your 7 drop. Kill something. And then you try to stabilize. But a lot of times it doesn't work because of like just how unlucky you can get with your ignitions. Maybe you just didn't get one. Maybe you just got 1. Maybe they're all events. And it's just, sometimes things happen, right? So overall, this card is a cute card. I would play it because it's fun, it's good, but it's not really the MVP or anything. This card is hella MVP though. First type deployment, combat something something something. Basically, it's Graceful Charity. For those of you who don't play Yu-Gi-Oh, and it's not really it's kind of like Graceful Charity. Draw 3 cards, select 2, and return them back to your deck and shuffle. So it's a break even. 2 mana, very cheap. Once again with the commander, with the Supreme Commander, it's a +1 because you know Supreme Commander's good. This helps you dig for your cards because, say, once again, similar to Atria's Holiday, maybe you can do this on turn 5, play a 3 cost attack, and then go use this, draw 3 cards, shuffle 2 back. Hopefully you drew a card you needed. If not, well, maybe you draw into Atria's Holiday, and then next turn you go 3 cost, Atria's Holiday, and then you find your 7 costs. So there's a lot of ways to find your answers in this deck. That's why I think it's consistent, but at the same time, if your opponent is ripping up them ignitions, like say first check they get an ignition, second time they get an ignition, you really have to play from behind, and that kind of hurts the deck. Start card is this guy. I only play 1 now because there's just not enough space. If he's in your charge, you can remove him from your charge, pay 2 blue, draw 2 cards, shuffle 1 back. Solid +1, but it's kind of slow. For the ignitions, I play, once again, 4 of the ball and 3 Meteor Sword Specia. And then I play generic 5k and generic 5k. This is a heal trigger though, so I'm not playing Voidbringers. Voidbringers do get in the way very often, so it's kind of bad. You see that I'm not playing Laser Scythe anymore because I'm not playing Administrator Deneba, I think this was called. Because that card is really bad because of how good the new cards are, alright? It's a good card because it's a free +1, you just play it and draw a card, but then the problem is getting a Battle Dress in your charge is kind of hard because you have to devote resources into doing it. So I'd rather just play solid 5Ks. Just every turn, if you can guarantee every turn you play 5K attack, 5K attack, 5K attack, you're gonna be doing okay. So yeah, this is the updated deck. The green deck had some changes, the black deck had some big changes, and the white deck had minor changes. It's very minor. This is very minor. But you guys haven't even seen the white deck yet, so you guys are like, wait, what are you talking about? You have a white deck? So I'll show you guys that later. So stay tuned, guys, and see you around.